and they just GG'd.
The path north.
Oh.
Well, I see Miller in chat. Miller Senpai is watching us. He's noticing us.
Now you're making me nervous.
Yes, I know. Quest for Infamy dev got a hold of it this morning, huh?
You actually mentioned it when you guys released the schedule like a month ago.
You did?
Yeah, he mentioned me. I just don't know what to say to the guy, so I didn't.
Yeah, I saw that someone posted this morning because they had a GOG sale, and it's like, hey, you realize someone's running this game tonight? And he's like, oh, and then he put out the tweet for it.
That's cool.
You're live. Good luck.
Alrighty, cool. Hello everyone. This is going to be a rogue any percent speed run of Quest for Infamy. I'm ChuckGrody, and with me on commentary is David TKI.
I'm David.
And well, without further ado, let's get started with this game. This is an interesting sort of fan-inspired game of the Quest for Glory series. So it's a point-and-click adventure mixed with little slight RPG elements, just like that series of games. It's but unfortunately, or not unfortunately, unlike that game where you're trying to become a hero, well, we're kind of an anti-hero sort of thing, which makes it pretty interesting and fun and a little edgy here and there. But without further ado, I'm gonna start the Infamy. Timer's not gonna start until I go to the menu or the options right here. So I'm gonna count it down at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And
Right.
so, go ahead.
Yeah, this is basically the Prelude. Quest for Infamy is divided into the Prelude in 3 acts. In the Prelude, our protagonist here, William Rome, is basically on the run from a baron who doesn't like him for some reason. So he's hiding out in this town of Volksville. When he first arrives here, he's just getting to know all the people. It's a small town. You gotta know everybody here because a newcomer like Rome's gonna stand out. So yeah, in this Prelude, you're just going around and meeting everybody. There's an execution taking place that afternoon. By the way, shoutouts to Infamous Quests in the chat, the writer and director of Quest for Infamy. Thank you for this game.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's such a blast. Both a speedrun and a casual play. Highly suggested to everybody. So anyways, yeah, you pretty much just go around talking to people. As far as the technical stuff going around, you may see that I'm kind of like blinking around everywhere. You can hold certain hotkeys and they do certain things as you move around. To do this, I'm holding Q, so throughout the game I'm basically just holding Q almost constantly, but you also see that the text is going by almost at the blink of an eye. That's because if you hold any button on the keyboard, text just goes by instant first frame every time. It's really, really helpful. So I kind of take turns choosing what key on the keyboard I'm just holding down.
So after the execution takes place, you need to find somebody in town to make friends with, and who you choose determines your path. So you talk to the gamblers in the graveyard, you get set on the path of the rogue, and no matter which path you choose, the person you befriend is going to set you out in the forest here to fight some mysterious beast that can appear randomly on some of these screens around here. There he is.
Here he is. So, getting into how combat works. So it comes to this sort of like side view right here. We have Rome on the left, and you got your enemy on the right. You have 3 or 4 buttons on the bottom, like different pictures. There you got poking, slash, crush, and parry. Each monster you come against is going to be weak against one of the 3 offensive attacks. There's also this big gap right here that'll come with our class skill. once we choose it, which for us will be Rogue. And on the other side of that is, of course, your inventory, or your potions, I should say.
Yeah. There's also a blocking action you can take in combat. Blocking, when successfully done, will restore 5 health. It's mainly worth doing if you take the time to train it up, which we're not going to be doing in a speedrun, but in a casual play, blocking is extremely useful, and I do recommend learning to block.
That's for certain. Oh, well, whoops.
One screen too far? Two screens too far?
I was listening to what you were saying, actually, because I never blocked in the casual.
Oh.
So anyways, we got the MacGuffins for Ian, our boy right here, is going to turn us into a rogue. After we do that, we're going to go over to the inn and get a room and go to sleep. And thus we'll start Act 1.
Yeah, so an interesting difference between the various paths, the Brigand and Sorcerer paths have you do some sort of game, drinking game or a card game, and the way those games work out, you basically have a 50% chance of winning them, and you gotta win them to advance, but with the Rogue one, you lose every time, and then Rome calls it out. So that's one reason why Rogue is ideal for running.
And also ideal for this marathon, because Brigand is horrible. Oh boy, that's bad.
Yeah. Brigand is difficult to make use of. Speaking of... So, we've got our rogue ability here. You might notice the giant bladerang. We don't want any trademark violations here. The bladerang to the right. Rogues get that for free, and it's an extremely powerful OP attack that does 16 damage with a 100% accuracy. We're not using it right now because, probably because you're trying to train up your weapon hitting, I assume.
No, it's because, although it's there, we don't actually have it. We have to go to the rogue headquarters and receive it from Ian.
So it shows up on the bar, but you don't have it yet.
Yep.
I didn't know that. Cool.
Yep, if you click it, you just lose your turn. It's, it's something. Game's got some jank, but I love it. So, anyways, right there we fought this guy named Gordy. He's kind of like the bully of the town, and since we beat him and spared his life, well, we can kill him too, but sparing him saves time. We have the praise of the city, so we're kind of just going around, and we went and bought a map. Go ahead.
Well, we're basically just trying to find the main plot at this point, because right now Rome is trying to hide out in Volksville, but he doesn't really have any kind of quest to get Infamy from. I do want to point out a small thing. Rogues having the underground tunnel system means they can get into the forest without having to get the hunters out of the way, which is another neat little thing about
Exactly.
You just got Hommel's diary from that fireplace.
The Hearthstone, yeah. On the fireplace. Which is our first plot item. So we're slowly finding the plot, wherever it may be. So
speaking of, here's the plot.
Yeah, here's where it starts. Which I was actually quite confused when I first casually played this. We're talking to this guy named Japsworth. He's talking about this guy named Jarvis Killington, who I think was some kind of aristocrat for this area, and he was a good guy until he went on a safari and found this like weird green stone and became obsessed and infatuated with it, and then everything in his life kind of started falling apart. He went insane. His son ran away. He might have killed his whole family. I don't really remember, but anyways, he burns everything down, as we hear. And
should have known that a guy with a name of Killington would be no good.
I would have thought. Anyways, after buying Japs with way too many whiskeys, we meet this this woman laden in a green outfit right there. And she says some stuff, we ignore it, and anyways, we need some money. So we're gonna rob this house right here. And there's a number of things.
Infamous, man.
That's so infamous.
You said
I didn't catch the combination. The combination is random with each playthrough.
1, 2, 8. Fortunately, I caught it. Otherwise, I would have been like, whoops. You could die in here too if you just don't do it right. So, anyways, yeah. So we're trying to find more plot, and where's a good place to find information? Well, the library. So we got to go take all that information we heard from Japsworth slurring and look it up. Got to fact check him real quick.
Fiona specifically told you to go to the library, didn't she?
Probably did. Or she did. I never listen to what she says. So anyways, we come get accosted by this guy draped in a green robe who's self-flagellating himself with a cat of nine tails. And before he can do anything, the chief of police, Bertier, this magnificent city, who's they're actually called the Tears Arrows. She comes up and tells him to get out of here. So anyways, we're actually going to come in and explore the rogue den here, and we talk to Ian and finally get our blade ring, and we have to fence our goods. Hello. I'm gonna save.
That seemed like a lower price than normal.
Yeah, that is really low. Marathon luck, ladies and gentlemen. I think I got more than enough money though. We'll be short a few potions later on.
you were in the.
So anyways, go ahead.
No, I just hope that doesn't mess you up.
I think I should.
Yeah,
Go.
you mainly need money for the climbing rope and some smokes.
Yes. Primarily, and tinderbox. So I missed a point right there. We actually need to go talk to that Hummel guy, and since we found his diary, we got to give it back to him. He kind of looks like Joe Don Baker, if you know the actor. And anyways, talk to him. Talk to him about the Eye of Yager, which is the green stone that made the Jarvis Killington go insane. Anyways, turns out he's Jarvis Killington's son that ran away. Big plot point there. So we need more information, and we need to find these things called. Actually, you want to go on to that? You know the plot?
Yeah, sure. Once you've looked up some of the information in the library and shown Hummel his diary, you have some of the information you need to start looking for the gem. It's basically in the Killington crypt, and the crypt is sealed with a crest that has been split into 4 pieces, and you also need a key to open that crest once you reassemble it. Hummel has some of the information about where each of the crests is. There's the master piece and the servant piece. Japsworth was a servant for the Killington family, and he's got it. And the master piece is at the Killington house that was burned down. Then there are the living and the death pieces. The living piece, Hummel had it, but I think he threw it away at the waterfall because he was disgusted with it. And then there's also the death piece, which is with a dead Sentai priest. Anyways, Japsworth had the servant piece in his bank account. Oh, and then Murai are plotting something to do with the gem.
Mm-hmm. So this next part, much like a lot of point-and-click adventures out here, has now become a scavenger hunt for these 4 pieces. So after we get the 1 piece from Japsworth, we have to go over here and get another piece from this knoll that's behind a waterfall. But we need to investigate this swamp over here where there's this kid named Hob who's just hanging out there stalling, and talk to him about fireflies, because he knows you need fireflies to light up the swamp to be able to get through there later on.
Yeah. Later in Act 2, we'll need a way into the Murai cult's fortress, and the swamp is one way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in the waterfall here, there's a Knoll. He's really uptight, but if you find a way to make him relax, Knolls like smoking, then he'll be more agreeable, and he'll give you the crest piece that's there.
Yep.
If you're a sorcerer, you can also use the fear spell, and once as a brigand, I got it to work by clicking hand on him, and Rome kind of threatened to kill him, and the Knoll thought it was hilarious.
That actually is how you do it as a brigand.
Neat.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, okay, so it works every time. That's awesome.
One nice thing for Brigand, I'm not a fan of that class. It's not very good. So we got another piece out of the fireplace. That's the last thing standing from the Killington mansion. And we have to go through here. You may notice I got a pine cone in the south woods earlier. We're going to give that to these two dryads that are up here. But the first thing we need to do is just go to this fallen log and train our climbing skill real quick, which is just as easy as just going over to here and using it a bunch of times. And then we get some glowing fungus, which we need to attract some fireflies, so we can get over to go through the swamp later on. Let's see here. These guys are kind of jerks. When you talk to them, you expect them to be nice, but you know, this is a fun game.
I mean, a whole lot of people are jerks in this game, really.
They really are. The dialogue in this game is really.
Hey, wait a second.
So we run across Kiana again. She says some stuff. You know what it is. Feel free to explain it.
Something about the legends of the gem being true, and that she really needs you to go find it for her, and she can't go find it because the Mariah are watching you too closely. By the way, we got a little statue jumping puzzle here. If you've ever been to a Cracker Barrel, this is in every Cracker Barrel in the state of Texas.
I should say if they're in California too, because there's one near me.
Yeah. If you can't figure out the answer to the puzzle, then you'll be able to find the answer in the library.
It is nice that they actually put that on there. So anyways, we're gonna go grab some fireflies. They're over here. Their hitbox is absolutely dreadful, but if you move the mouse pixel by pixel, you eventually find it. And
yeah, those are some pretty powerful fireflies. They can light up the entire swamp.
Yeah, it's quite crazy. So the necklace that Kiana gave us has a little thing where it plays a tune whenever a piece of the crest is nearby, which is quite convenient. With getting this one from the dead Moroi priest, that's the last one. Sentai, pardon me.
Yeah. Which is kind of, yeah, Kiana is part of the Sentai, but she's infiltrating the Moroi.
Yeah. So since we have all the pieces, we fit them all together, they snap together, we go over here, put them on the thing.
That is some solid animation.
Yes, it is. It's something. Even Rome's impressed by it.
And he's not impressed by much.
No. We got sort of a little puzzle right here. You gotta click that 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3 times. Click it on, and then it's like the Ark of the Covenant where the lights just beam off of each other and on the thing, and it opens up. Anyways, I'm gonna skip a cutscene, and here's our boy Hummel. He looked into the eye of Yager and went crazy like his father.
Yeah, he said he wanted nothing to do with the gem, but that was a lie. It turns out he thinks getting it back will restore his family's honor or something, but now he's going crazy, so we gotta put him down.
Yeah, poor guy. Well.
Yeah, he's had a rough bit in life.
He has, unfortunately, but now he's getting blade ranked. Luckily, he's pretty easy in almost every class as well. So
then suddenly the sheriff Rayford comes here, finds us, accuses us of murdering him. But that's all pretty much just an act. Because Rayford's a dirty cop and is going to make us do bad things for him.
Oh shoot. So
right, first thing we're doing in Act 2 here is, well, Rayford wants us to go find a moonshiner that is in the South Woods here. You know, moonshining being very illegal, of course.
Especially here in Volksville.
But Rayford's problem isn't the moonshining, it's that he's not getting a fair cut.
We gotta go shake up Randy right there. So now we have a big old maze, and I'm gonna have to think about it because I always forget this. I don't know why.
Sure. Let's see. This maze is all just one screen. There's a specific path through the maze. It's in a book somewhere, and it's also an online guide. It's the same with every playthrough. You see, basically north, east, south, or west. Let's see. I'm trying not to mess up the pathing here.
It took me a second. I've created mnemonic devices for it, fortunately.
So you actually have the whole thing memorized.
Oh yeah, I wrote it on a piece of tape and taped it to my monitor when I lost a PB to it.
Oops. Yeah, but all the same, having the whole thing memorized is pretty impressive because that sequence is like 12 long, I think, maybe more. Don't forget your rubbing alcohol; you do need it.
I got it. Thank you very much. Appreciate the heads up. So all of Act 2 is pretty much just doing stuff for Rayford. It starts out with the moonshiners, then we go to this slaver that we need to stop.
Yep. Rayford wants you to now go kill this slaver because he's light on his payments.
Mm-hmm. Because, you know, he doesn't care about the slaves.
I'm starting to suspect that Rayford is not very good.
Nah, he's an upstanding guy once you get to know him. Just ask Jan. Jan, everyone knows him well as Jan.
Yeah, the sheriff's assistant.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to talk to him later.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You have to sneak through each screen transition or else you will get caught automatically. Make sure to look through each one before you go through. Take out the guards when you can. When you approach the slaver, the floor is going to creak. You have to stop for a moment and let him go back to sleep. And then you can kill him in cold blood. But, well, he's a slaver. Who cares?
Yeah, you can actually go through this door over here and just free the slaves and get some items and some money. But fortunately, as a rogue, you don't need that because, well... rogues are very efficient. I believe
there's some healing potions in that room.
There are, actually.
You find...
Pretty handy to have. But rogue's OP.
Rogue is pretty OP. Like, I'm surprised by how few healing potions you really get.
I really don't even... Honestly, could probably go without them if I was really brave. Or lucky. Or both.
But marathon.
Yeah. No. So we're finally going through the swamp. See just how luminous these are. Holy heck. Well, gonna be no question of where to go here. Just go through. Go ahead.
So yeah, there's actually like 2 ways into the Murai Fortress. There's this way through the sewer here, which puts you in the kitchen, and we really do need to go through the kitchen, because the best stuff is there.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also go through the front gate by wearing some green robes and answering some questions and doing some runes. Please raid the kitchen.
That was actually how I did it on my casual. I'm unhappy that I didn't do this.
Yeah, I'm really hungry right now. I want to see what's in this kitchen.
Oh, well, there's some stuff. We'll take a look around. I don't think he was cooking anything good over there, so let's check the cupboard.
There's
shelves.
nothing there you want to take. Wait, you can see a can of your old favorite, Smeat.
Smeat, the delicious treat. Is it synthetic or is it meat? Smeat.
Love that stuff.
Doesn't that
Grab
look
a can
good?
of Smeat. You never know when you're going to need it.
I think Hummel beat me up a bit. The nice... Oh, no, he didn't. Well, let's eat some anyways. The nice thing about Smeat, other than having that cool little tune and that infographic and this icon, is that when you eat it...
You eat a little bit of your favorite canned treat. Smeat. Delicious. As you eat the Smeat, you feel the power of its processed meat magic working on you. You feel stronger, more agile, more alert and ready to go.
It actually heals you 5 hit points. Which is a really nice touch.
Gets you some infamy too, which means it's required for 100%.
Heck yeah.
Turns out Rayford was working with the Mariah and they captured you. and they're gonna kill you. But first, the leader of the Morai mutates into a monster or something, and then gives you a chance to fight him and kill him.
Just realized that in all that joy with the Smee, I forgot to make a safety save. Fingers crossed this one potion's enough. Honestly, with the rogue, it's rare that I die to this guy. So.
Alright, here's hoping for the best. That Blader Ring, ooh, that looks good. Guaranteed 16 damage.
I love that so much. And so we poke him in the head after hitting him with our Blader Ring a bunch of times. And here's Act 3. What happened during that cutscene was a bunch of stuff. But most importantly, they took our map, which is annoying. So we leave. Kiana says, "You have to help me, and if you disagree, I'm going to kill you." So she drives a hard bargain, and she will literally kill you if you tell her no, which is funny. I changed the...
She will, like, poof you out of existence somehow.
She's got some... Don't say no to that lady. So, anyways, we have to run back to Volksville. We stopped by that fountain over there, that dilapidated fountain. We grabbed some moss. We need that to make a device we're going to need to get into Tyr, because it's being assaulted by Rafer and the Morai and all these other people. But first we're going to talk to our boy Jan right here. We have a long conversation that I hold to answer to him. And, well, he falls in love with us. Jan's a good guy. He knew Rafer better than all of us. He knew that he's a dirty, no good, downright person. We freeze some people that he just kind of like haphazardly and arbitrarily arrested for some reason or another, and they're going to help us as well. Then we go and get... Go ahead.
So basically the Morai and Rafer attack the city of Tyr, and so it's kind of under siege by an army, so we're trying to get some help. Freeing the people in Rafer's dungeon and getting some smoke bombs gives Rome a way into the city without getting caught in the melee, and Jan's gonna be helping in the city when we get there. I think there are some other ways into the city. I think I've gotten there by teleport pill once before, or through the Rogues Guild, but as far as I know, this front entrance is the fastest way.
It is. When I did casual with my sorcerer, or with the sorcerer, you could talk to Prospero and he would just teleport you in, but I'm sure it's the same for all the other ones too. So anyways, we throw our big G gas bomb down and run in. We immediately go up here to where the Tyr's arrows are being held captive right here. Those two guards. Luckily Jan comes up and gets rid of them for us, and we free the arrows. The next thing we're going to go is the opposite area, which is where the officials are, and there's one guard keeping them captive, and unfortunately we only have to fight him. I imagine if you don't talk to Jan, because I never tried it, that you would have to fight those other two guards over there, which would be very, very slow.
Yeah, I think in some of my earlier runs, like, I didn't free the Tyr's arrows or the council members, and so, like, right in front of the dock, there were two Morai cultists that I had to fight. Screen before that, I had to fight two of the guards. So, you know, by recruiting Jan and then freeing the city council members, you're basically trading 4 fights for 1.
Which is so nice. The fights are just, they're the biggest RNG factor in this game. Like, there's some small things here and there, but it's always the fights, and whether or not Rome, who seems to close his eyes when he fights, will actually hit something. Unlike Valeris here, who's quite the opposite. So here we are, the final...
She takes him out way faster.
Yeah, it's crazy. Here's the final ascent. I'm going to hold escape and skip some cutscenes. Rafer kills the mayor of Tyr, who's a, well, he's a dirty guy as well. And here's our final encounter. I'm going to chug a potion first and start hitting him with the Blader Ring. So, here's the, Rafer's the only guy who's weak against poking, at least in this speedrun, so I'm just going to keep poking him to death.
Yeah, like, the first two things we fight in the speedrun are weak to slash. Pummel and the head of the Mirai Cult are weak to hacking, and Rayford weak to stab. Actually, he's weak to Bladerang, but everybody's weak to Bladerang.
Absolutely. Just give him some pokes and heal myself. Pretty much the safety route right here.
Yeah, if you're low on potions, you can try to draw out the fight a little bit by waiting a little bit between stabs and then throwing out the Bladerang.
Mm-hmm.
That also comes into play as a sorcerer if you're trying to delay between fire spells or healing spells.
I'm gonna hit him with the Bladerang.
Actually, time's coming up pretty soon.
Hiya!
When you choose to, you gonna spare?
Well, if chat was 1-to-1 with what we were saying, I would wait for it, but yeah, let's spare him.
You're not worth the finish.
That's time, by the way.
Time.
You deserve to bleed out, you obnoxious bastard.
Sparing is better anyways.
But like I said,
Sorry,
Jan knows him better than anybody, and they're really close. And
Help me.
you're about to see the nature of their relationship here.
Help you?
Please, Jan. For the love of God.
Sure. I'll help you.
Boot to the head.
What are you doing? Don't.
You're such an idiot, Jan, you used to say.
And another for the wimp.
Jan!
Do it again, Jan. You're too stupid, Jan.
Here's one for the road, Rayford.
You just got dirty cop all over the road.
Oof.
Road's all
Hold back
dirty.
for too long?
Oh,
You
wow.
just snap. Suppose.
Just clean that up later.
That was badass.
Really?
Yeah. Hell yeah. That was infamous, man.
Well, you know.
Let's get going, okay?
Anyways, the rest of the game, or rest of the ending is gonna play out. It's pretty long, but anyways, moral of the story: don't be a bully.
Also, it turns out Kayano was Bob and Threadbare the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never would have suspected with that grass green outfit.
I never would have either, honestly.
What the hell? Why did you just do that before?
I love that line.
Rome really doesn't tolerate much.
Oh, he doesn't. Anyways, here's the ending. To summarize it, you become the next mayor of Tyr. You get invited to the up to a banquet held by the king up north, past the broken bridge. Instead of taking the royal steed or whatever over there, oh my god, you ride on the same donkey-driven like hay wagon, and the game crashed. So,
Oh, oops.
you wouldn't have this game without a crash. I found so many of them. It's great. But anyways, that's Quest for Infamy, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, stick around for David's run of Quest for Glory 2 AGD remake, where he's going to be doing Pizza %. You're going to want to watch that.